Hey guys, welcome back to the Snapper and Chronicles. Today we're back at you with a bit of a knife video. And we have an old timer knife. And this is a old USA old timer. But before we jump into all that, just a note about I have a goal going on where I'm trying to reach 2,000 subscribers by the end of June. I know it's kind of a long shot, but it's still my goal. So, but I'm trying to see how far I get. And you guys can help me out by giving me the HBO special. You know the HBO special. What's the HBO special? HBO special is the Help a Brother Out special. Help a brother out. Hit the like. Hit that subscribe button. And I'll give you 2 seconds to do that. Alright, you guys that hit this like and subscribe, I appreciate you. Today, recently I went to one of these antique stores and I saw this knife. And I like old timers. I'm a fan of old timer, Schrade old timer knives. I think the first old timer I got was when I was in the army. And a funny story, it's here. This is not the one I got in the army, but this is the same model. This is a 340T Schrade old timer. It's a 3-blade knife, and I bought this, I guess, at the PX when I was in basic training. And it was funny because I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, and you know, when you're in the army, you're in there with a lot of different people and a lot of country boys. You know, they joined the army, and I was a city boy. And one of the country boys, they were like, I guess they needed to cut something. They needed a knife. They were like, oh, let's ask that guy. Oh, he's from New York. He must have, yeah, he definitely has a knife. I guess they expected me to, you know, they expected me to break out a switchblade or something. But then I pulled this out and they got a real kick out of that. They were like, oh, wow, you carry an old timer? Wow, that's really funny. You know, I guess they didn't expect a city boy to be carrying an old timer. So anyway, getting back to this one. This one's a little bit more rare. I think this came out like late 70s and lasted a few years into like the mid 80s. And I think this was called something like the small finger or something. There was another one that was like, I'm getting the names all confused. One that was like the long finger or skinny finger or something. Or this one was the short finger. And these were mainly, I guess, hunting knives, dressing knives for game. A small blade, you can see here, small but thick. See how thick that is? It's 3/16 of an inch thick, which is pretty thick when you consider how small this blade is. This blade is about 2.5 inches, a little bit over 2.5 inches. So a pretty small blade, but hefty. And it kind of tapers. Over here is like 3/16, and then it starts to taper here, and it goes a little bit thinner towards the point, which is pretty cool. And these were good quality knives. Durlin, I think, was the handle material here. It's a thick material. A lot of the recent or Chinese-made old timers that they still produce now are you always see, a lot of times I see these, if I see them used, I see these old timer slots or banners. I see them missing because they don't do a good job like these old ones. I rarely see an old timer US made. This one, by the way, is the 15, get the glare from glaring. It's the 1560T USA Schrade, and you rarely see these missing the plate, the old timer plates, because they did a really good job at securing the plate to the handle material. Like I said, the Chinese ones, you see them missing all the time because they just glue it down or something. I think these are actually anchored with some pins or something. They knew that these were probably gonna come off, so they went the extra step to get these well, to position them well so they won't fall out. But the Chinese ones are not as good. Of course, anything that was American and went to China is usually not as good as what was here originally. It comes with this little sheath, kind of a well done sheath, leather, kind of a thick thread there, goes around and has one rivet here. And then it's like a fold over loop and some more thick threading there. Unfortunately, somebody I think stabbed through when they were putting it in. They stabbed through to the others through the sheath, unfortunately. So there's kind of a cut there. But this is what it looks like in the sheath. It sits pretty snug and low in the sheath. Seems like a pretty handy little hunting or game dressing knife. And yeah, like I said, this is a little bit more rare. Like you could find a lot of old timers, like the 340T I showed you. Those are pretty common. You find those. They're kind of going up in price. I can see that happening. You could have found those a couple of years ago for like $5, $4 a lot of times. Now they're more into like the $10, $15 range for those older ones. This one's a little bit more rare. I saw this one on eBay and somebody had a nice one and it went for like over $100. I bought this one. Like I said, the blade it's okay shape. It's been sharpened. I bought this one for tax included. It was like $19, which I thought was a pretty decent price. Okay guys, that's all I got for now. Until next time.